What's up, everybody? Punk rock picker. It's another beautiful day in California.
It's pouring rain.
So my daughter came over. We were gonna go to lunch, but I had to hang out and wait because I have this one item that you keep hearing me reference that's on Etsy, on our Etsy page at JC Mercantile. We had one item on that page, and it was a vintage phonograph cabinet style Magnavox. It was a beautiful piece. I really liked it. I just don't have the time to go through it and get it working correctly and everything else, but got hit up yesterday by a gentleman that wanted it, so I had to hang around and make the sale. So we just did that. While I was waiting around for him to show up, clouds started rolling in. So it's raining again here in Cali.
It's pouring rain.
We're gonna drive around. My daughter hit me up and said she knew where a couple of garage sales were, but that was a couple of hours ago. So the rain has since moved in. It's not raining hard. It's kind of sprinkling right now, but the wind is bananas.
Winds.
And I don't know if anybody would be continuing on with their garage sale. However, we're going to do our due diligence and see if we can't find a garage sale that's open and see what we can find. And if not, then we just go have lunch and fight another day. Might be a slow weekend for sourcing. I was gonna do something tomorrow, but ended up having to do a podcast tomorrow for one of my bands, podcast interviews. So tomorrow's going to be kind of eaten up with all of that. So we're going to go check this out, see what we can find, bring you guys along. And then here at the end of the video, I will show you what it sold and for how much. Strike one.
Strike one.
Rain's starting to come down a little bit harder now, so garage sales we stopped by looked like they're all cleaning up, and they were kind of skimpy to begin with. Of course, my daughter, I don't know, it seems like maybe the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree in this case. She suggested to hit up one of the local thrift stores here. I have videoed this in particular, this particular thrift store before. This will be the Opportunity House thrift store, which is a local. They're kind of affiliated with a local church that's here in our area. So we're gonna swing by there. Now my daughter says they're closing, so everything's 50% off. I had not heard that, so I got a few things that were pretty decent there the last time I was there. So we'll see what we get. You can see rain coming down here. Kind of screwed up our garage sailing plans, but nonetheless, we're gonna hit this thrift store up, see what we can find, then we'll have lunch. All right. Wasn't planning on doing anything this weekend. One of my bands had an event to go down to North Fork, California, and I think I mentioned it in the last video. This was an acoustic show with Whitey Morgan, and as luck would have it, Mother Nature kicked us right in the balls. The venue is completely snowed in. Half the towns down there are completely snowed in. So needless to say, the show was canceled. Didn't find out, thank God. I didn't. We found out last night. Our front man went down early on Friday, early-ish, to try and beat the traffic and make sound check and all that stuff, and anticipating some weather, and got the call while he was down there that and it's about a 4-hour trip from NorCal to North Fork. That's the dead center location of California. So it's about a 4-hour trip, and he found out while he was down there, sent me a message because I was going to head down this morning to just sell merch and do some network and so forth. But so anyway, that happened. Mother Nature, we appreciate all the weather that you've been giving us and gracing California with some water. I don't want to hear anybody bitching about a friggin' drought for the next at least 2 years. But we will that's kind of the way our government is structured, that we don't actually build any water storage. But that's for another video. This is a picking video, which there's not much picking happening today. I wasn't prepared for this cancellation. So I was all set, prepared this morning to go pick up a trailer, load up the merch, and get it down there and do our thing and kind of have a night full of networking and so on and so forth. Not going to happen. I was thinking about going and doing something today, but it was raining up here all day. So maybe take a look at some auctions that are happening tonight online. We'll see. We did have some stuff sell, so I just kind of wanted to go through that with you real quick. We'll make this a quick portion of the video because, I like to slice and dice them in and kind of bounce around. But at least here you kind of get to see some stuff that's sold. It's not a lot of stuff, but we did make the sale on the vintage Lakers jersey. So that went for, let's see here. Actually, since I did the video, quite a few stuff has sold. So the vintage Lakers jersey, I picked that up for $10 at an estate sale, and that sold for $183. And that is it's on its way to Italy, man. That's an international sale. Kind of exciting when you get those. It's pretty fun to sell stuff. We've sold, actually we sold some Black Cat Halloween themed plates that I believe those went to Italy as well. So I don't know exactly what the algorithm is as far as international sales and so forth goes. There's a lot of things about eBay that I'm a little confused about. I know that there's several international pages and stores for eBay. I'm sorry, I have to keep clicking that because it drives me crazy if I can't say it. But I don't know how that interacts. I don't know how the U.S. Store and our store in particular. It's obviously noticeable. If you're looking for something, you can look international. So I'm kind of ignorant to that side of eBay, but we have sold a couple of things now in Italy, and I think one went to Great Britain as well. And we had a hat that was supposed to sell. That was going to be a good little sale. That was a $150 hat that the guy backed out of, but that one was going to go to Great Britain also. So anyway, the Lakers jersey did sell. That was a vintage Lakers jersey. Nick Van Exel, if you guys ever watch any NBA basketball. I'm not only a musician, I'm an ex-athlete, played ball for a while, not basketball, but football and baseball. And I'm just a sports fan in general. Any sport, I don't give a shit what it is. I got to draw the line at cornhole and pickleball, but all the other stuff I like. All the normal sports, whatever. I don't even know what that means. Anyway, so the Nick Van Exel jersey sold. That was a great sale. $10 to $183. I had a Patrick James Letterman jacket that was actually a personal jacket of mine. I just don't wear it anymore. It was a very nice jacket, beautiful jacket. Sold that for $100. That was a personal item, like I said. So that sold for $100. I believe that went down to SoCal. Had another personal item, also a contractor here. I wear a lot of hats, but I built a pool several years ago, and when we were building the pool, we completely demolished all the existing landscaping and so forth. So I hate to throw anything away. I just think that I might be able to use it somewhere else. And I had this irrigation timer. So I've been holding on to this thing for probably 5-6 years now. The 6 station. It's an outdoor rain dial. Excuse me. The only thing I had to do was I had to buy a pair of the little plastic keys that go with it because I didn't have them. So that sold for $89.99. I don't know where that one's going. Candy sold her a vintage Sony Betamax, a VCR, and a beta player. And sold that. We tried to play some videos in it, and it was eating the tape, so I think it just needs a good cleaning and gone through, but it does power up and everything else. So somebody got a hell of a steal on that. That sold for $37.50. And I believe that is the second time that it is sold. I think somebody paid for it, and I can't remember all the details on it, but for some reason that's the second time it's sold, so good for us. A vintage Mel's Diner, original embroidered shirt, button-down shirt, short sleeve shirt sold. That sold for $14.99. And then some of the stuff I showed you on the last video that I picked up at the Napa flea market has already sold. The game day, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Buffalo Bills, and the Indianapolis Colts pullover sweatshirts, those all turned out to be vintage garments. They're just old school. But the Jacksonville Jaguars sold within 15 minutes of me putting it online. I got an offer on it, and as much as I would just kind of, hold on to it and, see what it would go for quite a while. I'm never opposed to holding on to things, but, we got a good offer on it, so I took it, and it paid for the whole lot. So that one sold like I said, within 15 minutes of us posting it. And then one sold just a couple of days ago. Another one of the pullovers sold for a little bit more, $28. So the Jacksonville Jaguars one sold for $20. The Buffalo Bills one sold for $28. So that we're already into profit there. I mean, with the Jacksonville Jaguars one, we broke even on that haul. So everything else is just money in the bank. So we also sold some several months back on an online auction. I bought a lot of music equipment, and as a musician, I kept a lot of it, but I put a lot of it up for sale as well. Just stuff that I would never use, or probably would use maybe, but I'd be holding on to it for quite some time. So I just put it up for sale. A couple of windscreens. They're called pop stoppers. They go over the microphone. They're little foam things that go over the microphone and keep the wind from, constantly popping the microphone. Sold all 4 of the A2WS black ones. So that total was $58, about almost $60, and that was just sale. So that probably paid for that whole lot that those were in, because I didn't pay very much for those. Candy sold a Kate Spade fold-over bag for $55. I think we got that on an online auction. Also, we paid about $20 for that. A DVD sold, Missing in Action. If you're a Chuck Norris fan, who's not, because if you're not a Chuck Norris fan, he will kick your ass.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
That sold for $5. We bought that in a lot of, we got a lot of DVDs, which we paid, I don't know what we paid for it, but we broke it down and averaged about 30 cents we paid per DVD that was in that lot. So sold that one for $5 plus shipping. So that paid. The Buffalo Bills pullover, like I said, sold for $28. A vintage Gucci 100% silk necktie sold for $20. That was in another lot that we purchased. So I think on average per item we paid on that one was $2.44. And then just last night we had a few sales come in. A vintage Disney Little Mermaid Ariel shell phone. It's a landline, and we actually didn't make hardly anything on that thing, but it sold, so that was cool. We paid, that was online auction. Sometimes on these online auctions, you kind of get in the heat of the moment and you end up overpaying for some stuff. A buddy of mine, when I started my first business, told me, every time you lose money, you don't consider it as losing money. We call it in the business tuition. You're learning. So, sometimes you can pay up to $100,000 or whatever tuition's going for at college nowadays. It's well over $100,000 for an education. We're just paying a little bit as we go here. A pair of Adidas. I did show these in a video. I ended up going back to a thrift store in Fairfield and picking these up. These were Adidas Superstar, black with white stripes. They're the old school, old style vintage. I think I paid $16 for those, and those sold for $40. So it's okay. And then a trading card. And I bought, I still have a box of them sitting on my desk here that I have to list. And I think there was like 450 trading cards in that box. I sold a lot of the Beavis and Butthead MTV trading cards. There was 15 of them in there. And then this sale was just a single card. It's Goldberg, WCW, NWO. If you're familiar with wrestling at all, you would recognize Goldberg. It's just a single card that sold for $2.50 plus shipping. And when I averaged out all of the cards, broke them into, categories that they were going to sell into, I paid 6 cents per card. So not bad profit margin. So that's what's sold to date. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up a little bit early. I'm going to go hit some softballs with some buddies, and then I'll probably go to the ATM, get some cash, and shoot over to, if it's not raining. It was raining today, which kind of put a damper on everything. But I'll probably hit the Napa Flea Market again and see what we can't find over there. Or maybe I'll switch it up and go to Denio's up in Roseville and bring you guys along, see what's there. Or might cross the bridge and go see what's happening in Concord. I haven't been to that one, so I like to branch out and see what everybody's got to offer, other than Oakland. We've been to Oakland and not impressed. So anyway, I'll bring you guys along tomorrow. So hang out, see what's going on.
Get high.